When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
Finally in your wellness era? Then you know gut health is gut wealth. And with 20 years of science behind it, Activia can help keep those good gut vibes going. Deliciously smooth and creamy, Activia probiotic yogurts and dailies have billions of live and active probiotics and help support gut health while you go about your day. Your gut is where it all begins, so start with Activia. Enjoying Activia twice a day for 2 weeks as part of a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle can help reduce the frequency of minor digestive discomfort.
Exploring both interstellar and interpersonal space-time continuums. The Last Show with David Cooper.
Spiders, black widows, just saying these words gives me chills. And against my better judgment, I read that new research shows that black widows lure lovers with the smell of, wait for it, cheesy feet. I am joined by a biology and chemistry professor who studies this eight-legged nightmare fuel, and he's here to explain why black widows, for them, stinky socks spells romance. His name is Dr. Andy Fischer, and he works at Greifswald University in Germany. Andy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the obvious here, at least obvious for me. Why on earth would anyone want to study black widows instead of, I don't know, butterflies or puppies? Are you just fearless or are you a little bit crazy?
I think it's a little bit of both. What motivates me most is that we know very, very little about spiders, how they communicate, what they communicate with each other. And I'm aware a lot of people want to get rid of spiders. And so I was wondering, what if we could learn their language to tell them, hey, come here into this trap, or please stay away from this area. For that, we need to communicate with them. And that's why I'm studying spider communication.
Oh, interesting. So you could maybe design bug sprays or stuff in the future to make sure black widows don't bite me, because I have heard that 9 out of 10 people die every day from black widow bites, give or take. I kid, of course. All right. It's long known that female black widows eat sometimes their male mates, their male lovers. But I guess the question is, how do they lure them into the nest?
Yeah, so they use the sense of smell. So most spiders are basically blind. And when you're a male and you're blind, how do you find your mate in this 3D complex world full of predators and, well, other spiders that might want to eat you? So the spiders produce a scent that lures them in, which basically tells the female, basically tells the male, hey, I'm ready to mate. Why won't you come over? And then, well, the male is attracted to her and finds her bait with his sense of smell, basically.
And your study says that black widow females use cheesy feet, that smell, to lure males. Please tell me this doesn't mean my gym socks are going to attract black widows.
Luckily, they won't. It is only one specific chemical that for the spider we worked with. So we work with the Western black widow spider, which you can find from California all the way up the western coast to Canada. And this spider deposits a chemical on its web, which very slowly over weeks degrades and at very, very small amounts at a given time. So we are never able to smell it. But at these very minute amounts, this one chemical that attracts the males. And it is a chemical that is complex mixed also in stinky gym socks. So we have a series of different chemicals that are produced by bacteria on our feet, basically, which are this typical cheesy smell. Also in cheese, it's produced by bacteria. And these short-chain carboxylic acid, so butyric acid, the acid of old butter, the smell. Well, spiders, or at least this spider, uses isobutyric acid. So a compound that reminds us of old butter, cheese, gym socks, you name it.
And how long does it last in the webs? Is this like a spider perfume that never fades? It sounds kind of efficient, actually.
Yeah, it's actually, for us, very puzzling at the beginning when you identify this chemical, because you put it on any filter paper and will be gone after seconds. So it's very volatile. It goes into the air very quickly and then it's gone from the surface. But for this female spider, she sits on that webs for months. So for her, it would be pretty bad to basically let out a fart, which is gone after a few seconds. And then she's no longer attractive and the male cannot find her anymore. So she has this mechanism where she puts down a bigger chemical and then there is likely an enzyme on the web that slowly, very slowly eats on these chemicals and releases these short-chain carboxylic acid that attracts the males over the course of weeks. In this study, we also did a field study where we measured the pheromone amount on the webs over the different course of the month. And we basically found a web is usually able to that compound gets degraded over the course of a month, roughly. So basically they put it on and then a month later it's gone. Well, in a mating season, when most males around, the females keep producing this compound. So they keep producing their taste pheromone, which the males can taste. And it's actually quite an interesting thing. So this compound that breaks apart and attracts the males, when the males can taste it, so upon arrival in the female web, this compound also changes the male behavior. He does then something crazy where he cuts the silk strands of the female web and bundles it up with his own male silk, basically destroys her entire web. And for some reason, and we don't know why, she finds that sexy. And after he destroyed her house, she might show him that she's ready to mate.
Could you imagine a human mating worked like that? Like some woman had a smelly feet smell, the man comes to her house, trashes the place, and then she's like, wow, that is sexy. It's very alien to us, this animal behavior.
Yeah, most animal behaviors are quite alien. And in this species, males luckily survive this interaction. Only 10% of males get eaten. But there are other black widows where cannibalism rates are in the 50 or even 100%. And even crazier, there are other black widows where the male self-sacrifices himself during the mating process, where he only mates with her when she bites him and kills him, basically. And during that process, he actually somersaults on her fangs during the mating process.
Highly erotic, perhaps. Why do the males find this cheesy feet chemical so attractive? What about the smell makes it basically irresistible to them?
Well, that answer we do not know, why they find it attractive. The way pheromones usually get established in animal systems is that at one point there is a compound, a chemical that is unique to, let's say, females. And then males, well, if they can smell that chemical and are attracted to it, they have an advantage over other males that cannot find the female. So their offspring, those who can smell that chemical, are more likely to be reproduced, and then they themselves. And that's how pheromones usually get established across animals.
I quoted a definitely true statistic at the beginning of our interview. I said 9 out of 10 people die every day from spiders. Maybe I over-exaggerated a little bit. How dangerous are black widows really? We hear they're deadly, but I don't know that I've heard a single case of a person actually dying from a bite.
Yeah, so black widows are actually not that dangerous. There are hundreds of bites annually, for example, in Australia with the Australian redback. That's a spider that occurs in and around buildings, and so bite incidences are more frequent, but deaths are very, very rare. For the US and Canada, the spiders we have here, the statistics go something like this. 50% of the bites are dry, no venom applied, nothing happens. You just freak out and you lose it, and that is a big problem for your body. It's high stress, but nothing else happens. 47% of the remaining bites, well, it's local muscle cramps that can stay for days. So it's like you put your hand on a barbecue and leave it on. It's very painful. It is a cramp that doesn't let go until your muscle just cannot cramp anymore. It's very painful. And in very rare cases, less than 3%, when the venom does spread in your body, well, these muscle cramps can occur wherever the venom is. And if it affects, in very, very rare cases, your breathing musculature, well, then one could suffocate. But that takes many hours. And well, our medical system is usually well designed to help you with these problems.
So I really shouldn't be worried. And they're not that aggressive, black widows. Like even if you had one nearby, you'd really have to provoke it to get bitten.
Actually, you have to do a little bit more. So the rule of thumb basically is you have to squeeze a black widow to make it bite you. So do not try that at home. Do not interact with a black widow if you see one. If you leave her alone, you're good. But she will definitely not jump on you and it bite you. she's a very, very timid animal. And that's what I actually appreciate working with them. I've been working with them for 11 years. And neither I nor my students have ever had a bite incident.
Well, if you've got smelly feet, maybe watch out. Andy, thank you for sharing your research with me. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Dr. Andy Fischer is a biology and chemistry professor at Greifswald University in Germany.
On October 17th,
I'm an angel. See the wings?
don't miss the new comedy Good Fortune, starring Seth Rogen, Aziz Ansari, and Keanu Reeves. Critics rave. It's Heaven Sent.
Let me have a budget, guardian angel?
Kinda.
You were very unhelpful.
Good Fortune, directed by Aziz Ansari. Rated R.